Welcome to the Roulette Master TV, where we go back in time to reveal unbelievable roulette systems of the past. Today's system, subscriber says this is the world's best roulette system, and I can't wait to share this with you. Let's get started. This is the Roulette Master, and one of my subscribers, Tom, says that he has the world's best roulette system, and he can prove it. Today, we're going to test this incredible new roulette system that he says will take down all other systems. This is going to be really exciting. I can't wait for this. And today, we're going to put his incredible new system up against Sonny's Lucky 26, which a lot of people have been emailing me about that they've been winning with in the casino. So let's get started with that first, and then we'll get to this world's best roulette system by Tom. I can't wait for both of these, and let's get started. So we're going to start with Sonny's Lucky 26. We're going to have a $12 bet on second and third column, and then we're going to have a dollar on the 000. That's a $26 total bet, 26 numbers covered. And let's go ahead and spin with Sonny's Lucky 26. Here we go. That is a 00, which is bad for most systems, but guess what? That's a win with Sonny's Lucky 26. We're up $10. Let's just rebet and spin. And here we go. All right, that is a 27 red. And that's another win. So you can see we're already up $20. Let's just rebet and spin. And once we have a loss, I'll share with you how to recover from that and how he's been winning money with this one. That's a 28 black, and that's a loss. So when you lose with Sonny's Lucky 26, you double the bet and you try to get 2 wins. So right now we have a $52 total bet after we doubled, and that's a 29 black. We got 1 win, so we're going to just rebet and spin. And once you get 2 wins, you reset. Now, if you don't get a win here, you'll need to double the bet again. That's a 4 black, and we lost. So we go ahead and we double the bet. That's why this has a $2,000 bankroll. And but remember, you can always play it for less if you just reduce the size of the starting bets. We're at 104 total bet now, and here we go. Remember, any system you can adjust the bet sizes. Just use divide the bankroll by the same number as the starting bet, and that's another loss. So we're going to double the bet again. And normally you don't have this many losses early, but that's why we have the bankroll. Let's recover. That's an 18 red. There we go. There's a win. We just need 2 of those. So let's get another win here at 208 total bet. And then let's get to winning some money. And that's a 0, which again is not good with most systems, but it just recovered. And now we're up $18. We're going to go back to $12 on second and third column. And then we're also going to have, don't forget the dollar on the 000. So that's a $26 bet. And let's start building up some profit now with Sonny's Lucky 26. And that's a 3 red. Okay, that's a win. So we're up $28. Let's just rebet and spin. See if we can get some consecutive wins here. And here we go. That's a 12 red. Another win. So now we're up $38. Let's just rebet and spin again here. And here we go. That's a 15 black. That's another win. We're up 48. All right, let's keep it rolling. See how many wins we can get in a row here before we have our next loss. And then we'll recover. And it almost hit the 0 again there, which would have been nice, but we still got the win with a 9 red. So we're up $58 now. And here we go. All right. That's a 27 red. Another $10 win. We're up $68. And let's see how big of a win streak we can get here. And with 24 numbers covered, 26 numbers covered. That's a 29 black. That's a $10 win. We're up 78. All right, this is fun. Let's keep it rolling and see how much money we can make with this system. And then I can't wait to share with you the world's best roulette system, as Tom says. We'll find out if it is here pretty soon. And let's double that bet after that loss. And here we go. Let's see what we get on this one. That is a 26 black. All right, that's a win. We need 2 of those, so we'll just rebet and spin at $52 total bet. And that's a 5 red. Okay, we got our second win. So now we're up $92. We go back to 26 where we started. So Again, that's 12 on second column, 12 on third column, and $1 each on the 000. It almost hit the 0 again there, but we'll take a win with the 2. We're up $102 now. So I love systems that actually have you win when you hit the zeros, because so many of them don't. And that's a 10 black. Okay, we lost, so let's go ahead and double that bet from 26 to 52. And here we go. That's a 35 black. Another win there, and we need one more. Or we need one more win to get our 2 wins. That's a 22 black. We lost again, so that's why we have the bankroll. We're going to go ahead and double that, and we'll try to get 2 wins again before resetting. Okay, that's a 17 black. That's a win. We need one more of those, so we'll just rebet and spin again at 104 total bet here. That's an 8 black. And there's our second win. So now we're up $124. And let's go ahead and go back to where we started at 26. And spin. Again, that's 12, 12, 1, and 1. Okay, that's a 31 black. We lost, so let's double that bet from 26 to 52. And here we go. That's a 9 red. Okay, that's a win. We need one more, so we'll rebet and spin again. Sonny does not like to ever bet on the first column. He says the numbers in the first column just don't cover the roulette wheel as well as he likes. So there's another win. We're up $138. Let's drop back to 26 and spin. So he never bets on the first column. So that's why it's vacant, and that's a 29 black. Okay, that's a win. We're up $148. Let's spin again here, and let's see what we get. That's a 29 black. That's a $10 win. We're up $158. And let's spin again. That's a 25 red. Okay, we lost that one, so let's double the bet and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 21 red. That's a win, so we'll try to get 2 now and spin. I'm having Las Vegas withdrawals. I haven't been in about a month, and I went 8 times from August to March. So I'm wanting to get back there pretty soon. We just need to get something booked. I'm definitely filling up my fall schedule in Las Vegas already. Have Labor Day week booked, and then actually the 3rd week in September, I know I'm going to be there as well. So look forward to getting back to Las Vegas. We're up $192. It's time to reset and spin. And there for a while between August and March, I was in Vegas. It seemed like every 2 to 3 weeks, and I never get tired of Las Vegas. I know some people don't always like it there, but I absolutely love it. And there's just so many things that I like, the food, the music, the gambling, everything. So that is a win. Let's rebet and spin. And I love Fremont Street, so I know some people like the Strip more, but I think the Strip is getting a little too touristy for me. So there's another win. We're up 206, and let's drop back to 26. And everything on the Strip is kind of, I don't know, it just feels like I'm at, it's starting to feel like I'm yeah, I guess, like I said, a tourist trap. But when I don't feel that way when I'm on Fremont Street. So when you go to Vegas next time, if you haven't been on Fremont Street or stayed on Fremont Street, there's so many good options now. And let's go ahead and we're up 226 now. Let's rebet and spin. It used to be, there weren't that many upscale places to stay on Fremont Street, and I think that's what got a lot of people to stay on the Strip. There's another win. We're up 236. Circa is probably the nicest, most modern hotel that there is in Vegas, and it's right in the middle of Fremont Street. So that's a great choice. That's where I usually stay. And we're up $246. And let's go ahead and spin again here. And here we go. That's a 10 black. That is a loss. Let's go ahead and double that and spin. Try to get our 2 wins now with Sonny's Lucky 26. And Sonny actually works right there, right next in a casino right next to the Fremont also. And I won't say which one he works at unless he wants me to, but he's very close by. And I always drop by and see him and see how he's doing when I'm in Las Vegas, or I try to anyway. And that's a 16 red. Okay, that's a loss, and let's go ahead and double that and spin. Let's try to get our 2 wins here at the $200 level, and that's a 20. That's a good start. That's a good win there. And let's go ahead and try to get 1 more before resetting. This is why you need the $2,000 bankroll with this one, just in case this happens. And that's a 16 red, but we lost again. Again, this is why we need the bankroll, because now we're at 416 total bet. And let's see if we can get a win here, and we'll see where our profits are. That's a 14 red, and that should be a win. So let's see where we're at. We're up $96, and we need 1 more win. So let's see if we can get it here and then reset. Okay, that's a 21 red, and we got it. So fantastic. We're up 256, and we're going to restart back at 26. And again, let's put those bets out again. It's 12 on the second and third column, and then we also have $1 on the 000. And let's spin. What I do go down to the strip for is to go see all the shows there right by the Venetian at the Sphere. If you haven't been to the Sphere yet, you definitely should go. We're up $266, and let's rebet and spin. And here we go. And I do stay some at Resorts World, I will say that, which is on the strip, but it's down on the end and across the street from the Fontainebleau, and we're up $276. And let's go ahead and spin again here. It's also right next to the Fashion Show Mall, and that's a 35 black. Okay, so we're up $286. Let's rebet and spin, and here we go. But most of the time I'm on Fremont Street, and it's a lot of fun, great music, great food, and just feels more real to me. So we're up $296. Let's rebet and spin. And if you'd like a trip without children, the Circa is 21 and over. So I know a lot of people, don't like to stay at a lot of places that have a bunch of kids. Circa is great for that because it is 21 and over, and it has the best pool and sports book also in all the city. And that's a 26 black. Okay, there's 1 win. We need to get 2, so let's rebet and spin. And here we go. If you do bring kids with you, the pool not too far from that at the Golden Nugget's pretty nice. They have that shark pool there. We're up $310, and let's reset back to 26. All right. Here we go. That's a 00. Fantastic. And normally that's not a good thing, but with this system it is. We're up $320. And let's spin again here. And let's see what we get. I've had so many people telling me this one's growing up the charts for them, and there's another win with the 00. And normally when you get back-to-back 00s, it's catastrophic, but not with this system. You can see we're up $330. And here we go. I actually saw in a couple of the chats this week people saying that they play Sonny's Lucky 26. And I thought that was pretty cool. So let's go ahead and double that and try to get our 2 wins. And here we go. That's a 5 red. Okay, that's a win there. Let's get a second one and spin. And these zeros are great when you have them covered. Awesome. So we're up 344. Let's drop back to 26. And let's see how this closes out here in the last minute and a half. Then we'll get to that new system of the day, the world's best roulette system by Tom, as he claims. And we're going to find out. That's really exciting, too. We're at $354 and doing fantastic, Sonny. And remember, Sonny also always says to cash out whenever you're happy with the profits. Don't wait around. And 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 eventually run into some bad luck. So he says whenever you get up, anything over the casino, declare victory, and as long as it's enough that you're happy with. Let's go ahead and double that and spin it, because he says it feels so good just to know that if you stop when you're up, that you've won for the day. And I agree. That's a great way of thinking about it, Sonny. That's another win there. Let's see where we're at. We're up 358. Let's reset back to 26. And when you get up a lot, if you don't want to try to get the second win, if the bets get high, feel free to not go for the second one. If the bets start getting higher, that's something that you can start doing when you get when you get up a ton. We're up 368, and that's actually our last spin with Sonny's Lucky 26. And I hope you guys enjoyed that one, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Now it's time for the world's best roulette system. As one of my subscribers, Tom, says, we'll find out if he's right now, because we're going to test this baby out and see how it does. Here we go. All right, the time is finally here for the world's best roulette system. That's what one of my subscribers, Tom, says. Let's find out if he's right. This is a very simple system that he says will win for you time and time again. So we're going to start with a $5 bet on 1 to 18, and then we're going to also have a $5 bet on first 12. So let's go ahead and spin. That's a $10 total bet, and here we go. That's a 7 red there. And that's a $15 win to start. Fantastic. So we're up $15. We're just going to rebet and spin. And then I'll share with you what to do on losses coming up. That's a 35 black. Okay, we lost. And with this one, when you lose, we're going to level up. We're not going to double. We're just going to go up 1 unit. So let's do that. And now we're at 10 on each instead of 5. And that's a 14 red. Okay, and that's a break even. So if you hit on this one, if you hit the 13 through the 18, it breaks even. So if that happens, you just rebet and spin. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, that's a 15 black. And that's another break even. So we'll just rebet and spin. Won't hurt us any. And that helps protect us on so that we're not just dealing with 12 numbers here. That's a 25 red. And we lost. So we're going to level up again. And we're going to go to 15 each. Okay, so let's go ahead and spin. Now we have 15 each, 30 total out there. And that's a 2 black. And that should be a win. That's a $45 win. We're up $30. And when that happens, he says go back to 5 and 5. But he says when you get new session profit, a lot of times he switches to the other side. So let's go ahead and do that. And here we go. All right, let's see what we get here. That's a 0, so we definitely lost that one. So let's level up. So we'll go from 5 to 10 and spin. And he says it also really helps starting with $5 units. And he said don't get the units too high. But this is a $2,000 bankroll for $5 units, which that's another one of his secrets. And that's new session profit. We're up 50. Let's go ahead and switch back to the other side and spin. And but yeah, he said that's really important to start with the right bankroll and the right size starting bet. But you definitely could do this with dollar units and just divide that by 5. So that's another win there. So we're up 65. Let's switch back to the other side. And let's see what we get here. All right. With any system, it helps to have smaller bets and a larger bankroll, though. So it just definitely helps this one. We're going to level up. We're going to go from 5 to 10, but we're not doubling. We are not doubling. We're just going up a unit, and that's a 31 black. And that's another win. So we're up $85. Let's switch back to the other side. And that's really, really important because he says that if you have that small starting bet and the large bankroll, that you can be patient. And that's another nice win there. We're up $100. And let's switch back over here. And it gives you the opportunity to be patient and wait for those hits that hit the single, the 12 and the 19 to 36 or 1 to 18 at the same time. So okay, we lost that one. Let's level up. We'll go to 10 and 10, but we're not doubling, just going up a unit. And he says he just makes money time and time again with this. And it's a combination of all those things. We're going to level up after that loss there. But he said that the jackpot potential of hitting both at the same time, as long as you have a good sized bankroll, will bring you back where a lot of systems won't bring you back. So we broke even there because on this side, if you hit excuse me, if you hit 19 through 24, you break even. So let's go ahead and spin again here. Excuse me, that's a 10 black. Okay, we lost. So one thing I really like about this, and we're just going to level up again, going up $5 each time, is that the bets don't get huge because we're leveling up, not doubling or tripling. Okay, we lost again. So let's go ahead and level up again. Now we're at 25 and 25, 50 total bet. And that's a 35 black there. That should be a win. Okay, that's a $75 win. We're up $75. And let's go ahead and restart. And let's go to 1 to 12 and 1 to, I mean, we have 1 to 12 and 1 to 8 or 1 to 18. So let's go ahead and spin again. And he says if you're close to session profit, you should just reset. If you're not, you keep the bet the same, and you can either switch sides or stay there, but he recommends usually switching sides. So let's level up. We'll go to 10 and 10. But he really focuses on maintaining his bankroll. So anytime Tom is able to go back to the base level, he does that. And he says he plays very conservative, but it consistently makes him money every day. And he calls this the world's best roulette system. Let's see how it does the rest of the way. So far, so good. And that's a nice $45 win. We're up 90. Let's switch sides. All right, here we go. And I do like this a lot better than just playing 12 numbers because a lot of times you can go on a severe drought with 12 numbers. Let's level up. Now we'll go to 10 and 10 from 5 and 5. And here we go. That's a 33 black. That should be a good one. $30 win. We're up 110. Let's go over to the other side. And if he says if you want to, you can stay on one side. But he likes to move it around a little bit. That's a 4 black. Okay, that's a $15 win. We're up 125. Let's switch sides. And let's keep it going. That's a 13 black. Okay, we lost, so let's level up. Okay, now we're at 10 and 10, 20 total. And I like the simplicity of this as well. It's really nice when you're in the casino and you don't have to really think a whole lot about a system because it's so simple. And we broke even there, so let's go ahead and just rebet. And that's a 26 black. There we go. That's a $30 win. We're up 145. Let's go over to the other side again and spin with what Tom calls the world's best roulette system. And so far, so good. That's a 36 red. Okay, we lost, so let's level up. And again, that's not doubling or tripling or anything like that. It's just going up $5 each time that you lose. And that's a 35 black. And it's starting to trend on the other side. Let's go ahead and level up. Now we're at 15 and 15. And here we go. And that's a 15 black. That should be a break even. So we'll just rebet and spin it. Stay at 15 each, 30 total. And here we go. That's a 29 black. That's a loss. So let's level up. Okay, now we're at 20 each, 40 total. And here we go. Ooh, that's another 0. Okay, so we lost that one. Let's level up again. Okay, it's good to see a bunch of losses and how this deals with it. So let's see what happens now. Okay, we finally got a win on 8 black. Now this is the first time we're going to get a win, and we're not in session profit. But he says if 120s, if you're okay with that, just reset right here. But we're going to go ahead and try to do what he said, which is keep the bet the same and switch sides. Okay, so let's do that and spin and see what we get here. Ooh, we shouldn't have switched sides. That's an 11 black, so let's level up. And here we go. Okay, now we'll go to 30 each, 60 total. But here, let's see what we get on this one. That's a 17 black, and that's another loss, so let's level up again. And we should have reset, but that's okay. It's good to see what happens if you have a bunch of losses in a row and how this recovers. And he says it's fantastic because of eventually with the bankroll that he has on this one, and we'll level up again here, that you'll start hitting both of them at the same time eventually because you have such a good bankroll, and that's a 35 black. Okay, so we're up 60 now, and we are not in session profit. So we can switch sides or stay there, but let's move the 40 and 40 to the other side. And spin, and hopefully it doesn't go back high again. Oh, and it does. We should have left it there, but you never know with roulette. The key to this is the progression. So let's level up again. Now we're at 45 and 45, 90 total. And that's a 7 red. That's a win, so that's a good thing. Okay, we're up 115, not quite to session profit. Let's move the 45 and 45 over to the other side. But remember, he says that if that's close enough for you and you really want to make sure you play safe, then go ahead and do so. That's a 20 black, and that's a break even. That won't hurt us any. We'll just rebet at 45 and 45 with what Tom calls the world's best roulette system. And he says you can play this as safe as you want it, depending on when you reset. But let's level up after that loss. Now we're at 50 and 50, 100 total. That's a 22 black, and that should be a break even. It is. Building up that comp credit. Let's just rebet and spin. Let's be patient. We have the bankroll to be patient, so let's do that. That's another break even. Okay, you see we're up only up 25 right now because of that last loss. So let's get a win here. This will be big if we can get one. And that's a 25 red. That should be good. That's a $150 win. We're back up 175 bucks. So we'll go over to the left-hand side, 1 to 12, 1 to 18, 5 each, and restart. So here we go. And he says that's the whole key to the recovery because you're basically getting jackpots, and you have really good chances of hitting these jackpots. He says that it's not like other systems where jackpots are rare. He says when you have 12 numbers that jackpot, you're going to get a lot more jackpots. And he's right. That's a 1 red. That's a $30 win. Now we're up $195. Let's go over to the other side again. And that did recover really nicely with so many losses. So that's a 27 red. That should be a win. That's a $15 win. We're up 210. Let's switch to that other side again here and see what we get. And I am impressed so far because that really recovered a lot easier than I thought it would. Let's level up. And remember, we're not doubling or tripling. We're just going up $5 with each loss. This is a $2,000 bankroll system, but you can also divide that by 5 and do a $400 bankroll with dollar units. That's a win there. We'll switch sides, and now we're up $230 with $5 units. So the world's best roulette system by Tom, that's what he calls it, is really delivering so far. That's another nice win. We're up 245. And here we go. And I love how simple it is. Like I was saying before, simplicity is great, especially if you're having drinks and and you're talking to people. It's great to have a real simple roulette system. We broke even there, so let's go ahead and just rebet and spin. And that's a 0. We definitely lost that one, so let's level up. And both these systems have had a lot of zeros. It was really good on the previous one and not so great on this one, but we're doing fantastic. And that's a 14 red. It's a break even, won't hurt us any. We're still up $235 and we're at 10 each, 20 total right now. And let's see what we get. That's a 32 red. We lost that one. Okay, so let's level up. Now we're at 15 each, 30 total. And here we go. That's a 31 black. That's a loss. Okay, so let's level up again. And now we're at 20 and 20. There we go. That's an 11 black. I like that. And we're up to 45. Let's switch sides and go back to 5. And again, you don't have to be in complete session profit as long as you're close. Once you get up, he says reset. And he plays it pretty safe because keeping his bankroll was his most important thing. And I think it should be everyone's most important thing because as long as you're winning, maintaining your bankroll is everything. And that's a nice win there on 30 red. Let's switch sides again. And we're up 265. Let's go ahead and spin again here. And let's see what we get. That's a 28 black. Okay, we lost, so let's level up. And spin. And let's see how it closes things out here in the last minute. That's a 2 black. That's a good one. Okay, we're up $285. We'll switch sides. And here we go. That's a 26 black, and that was actually our final spin. So after 15 minutes, the world's best roulette system made $300 profit. This was sent in by one of my subscribers, Tom, and you test it out and let me know if you think it's the world's best roulette system. That would be fantastic. And remember to send your systems into roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. That's roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. And now we have an amazing new video that's going viral on YouTube. And that's coming up here in a second. If you want to stick around and watch it, that would be fantastic. Here we go. Thanks for sticking around. This video I'm going to share with you now is going viral on YouTube. This is Undefeated Roulette System. Here we go. This is the Roulette Master, and one of my subscribers, Keith Webster from the UK, says that he has never lost with this roulette system I'm about to share with you, and he said he's been playing it all year long and just keeps on winning. And this is called Streets of Gold, and today we're going to put his system up against a 5 double street system, which I'm going to share with you first. Let's go ahead and get started. And these are both going to be played with dollar bets, so we're going to start with 5 double streets with $1 on each, and let's spin. All right, here we go. And when you get wins, you just rebet. When you lose, I'll show you what to do at that point. And we can see we're up 1 unit. We're just going to rebet and spin. And one reason that his system, he says never loses, is because he does start with a small bet and a large bankroll, which I'm going to also do with this system today. And we're going to now double twice.
No more bets.
And spin. Here we go. And you can do that if you start with dollar bets and have a good bankroll. So you can see that's a $4 win, but we're not back where we need to be, so we need to get one more win.
No more bets.
And here we go. That's a 21 red. Okay, and we won there again. Now we're up 4, and we're going to start again with $5. All right, let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. The great thing about having 30 numbers is you are going to get a lot of wins, and that's a 10 black. Okay, that's a win, so we'll just rebet and spin again. We're up 5 units now. And here we go. This is 30 numbers, 6 double streets. I'm sorry, 5 double streets with 6 numbers on each. And that's a win there. We're currently up 6 units. So again, you're going to have lots of wins with 5 double streets. And here we go. That's a 7 red. That's another win. We're up 7 units now. Let's rebet and spin. And if you like to win a lot, both these systems today are going to be right up your alley. That is a 26 black. That's a win, and we're up 8. Let's go ahead and spin, and here we go. And the new system of the day is not going to have this many numbers covered, but will be a good high coverage system, and that's a loss there, so we're going to double twice, which gets us from 5 to 20. And the reason we're able to do that is because we started small with the bet, and I'll go over the bankroll here in a second. Okay, there's a win. You can see we're up 7. We're going to try to get one more win. All right, here we go. That's a 19 red. Okay, that's a $4 win. Now we're up 11 units. So let's go back to the original $5 bet and spin. If you start with a high starting bet, you can't do the double twice. But if you start low, and he plays this on a European table, and you can also play this online, and we're up 12 units. So let's just rebet and spin, and here we go. All right. That's a 34 red. Sorry, I got something in my eye there. Let's go ahead and double twice after that loss. So we go from 5 to 20, and here we go. That's a 3 red. And we lost again, so we need to double twice again. Okay, now we're at 80, so that's why we have to start low with the bets, because eventually you're going to get some wins with 30 numbers covered, and that's a 4 black. Okay, there's 1 win, and you can see we need to get 2.
No more bets.
So here we go. Let's see if we can get 1 more win. That's a 13 black. Okay, that's a $16 win. We're up 19 units now. And we're going to go back to the starting $5 bet with just $1 on each double street. And you can see that 6 numbers is in each double street. And that times 5 equals 30 numbers. And here we go. Let's see what we get here. That's a 22 black. Okay, we got it. We're up 20 units.
No more bets.
Let's rebet and spin. That's a 6 black. It's another win. Now up 21 units. So you can get a lot of wins in a row when you have 30 numbers covered. Let's see if we can do that. And that's a 35 black. Okay, we lost. So we're going to double twice and try to get 2 wins. That takes us from 5 to 20 again. And let's spin. That's a 9 red. Okay, and there's 1. We're up 20 units. We're going to try to get 2 wins. Okay, that's a 12 red. There's our 2 wins, and now we're up 24 units. And we're going to go back to 5 and spin. Here we go. So I'm really liking this one so far. Obviously, you have to start really low with the bet, though, which is $1 bet. And we're up 25 units now. Let's spin again. And this is going to be a $1,000 bankroll, which seems like a lot for $1 units. But when you double twice and you have to get 2 wins, it could get up in the bets pretty quickly. So we're up 26 units now. So really, the reason that systems like this can go a long time without losing is because they start out small and they have huge bankrolls in relation to the starting bet. And we're up $27 now. We're at 27 units. Let's go ahead and spin. And here we go. That is a 2 black. And we lost. So we need room to be able to double twice. And I accidentally went too far there. Should be at 20. And let's go ahead and spin. And here we go. Okay, that's a 9 red. That's 1 win. Okay, we need to get 2. You can see we're at 26 units of profit right now. Let's go ahead and spin. That's a 24 black. There's our 2 wins, and we reset back to 5. We're up 30 units. So these are just dollar units. So just imagine how much, if you used $5 or $10 units, how much you could make with this. But you would also need to increase the bankroll. All right, that's a win. We're up 31.
No more bets.
And let's go ahead and spin. I think I'm getting my first dose of fall allergies. And that is a 2 black. That's a loss. We'll double twice.
No more
Okay,
bets.
now we'll be at $20. Let's go ahead and spin. That's a 5 red. Okay, that's a $4 win. That's our first one. Let's rebet and spin. Here we go. All right. Okay, that's a 17 black, and that's a win. Okay, we're up 34 units. Let's go back to 5.
No more bets.
And here we go. That's a 0. That's definitely a loss. Okay, so we are going to double twice.
No more bets.
And spin. We're going to try to get those 2 wins again. And the reason we need the bankroll at 1,000 for dollar units is because what happens if you try to get your 2 wins like that and you lose again? You have to double twice again.
No
Then
more
you need to get 2 more wins. And what happens if you win 1 and lose 1? You have to double twice again. So you have to start small and have a large bankroll. You can see we just lost 3 in a row, and that can happen when you're playing roulette, even with 30 numbers. Now we're
No
at
more
320, and let's go ahead and spin. Okay, that's a 26 black. There's one. That's a $64, 64 unit win.
No
And
more
let's
bet.
spin again, see if we can get two. That's a 17 black. There's our second win. Okay, so now we're at 57 units. And now we'll go back to the original $5, which is $1 on each double street.
No more
And
bet.
spin. Here we go. Even though we got 3 losses in a row, which is very rare with 30 numbers, I mean, you can get 4. So you just have to have a large bankroll,
No more
and
bet.
you have to start small. And here we go. That's a 6 black. It's another win. We're up $59 or 59
No more
units.
bet.
Let's go ahead and spin. And here we go. That's a 35 black. That's a loss, so we will double twice and try to get our 2 wins.
No more bet.
Here we go. That's a 22 black. There's one. Let's go for 2.
No more bet.
And if you lose on the second one, you have to double twice again. So you need to make sure that you're prepared to do that with a high bankroll and a low starting bet. We're up 62 units now. And we're going to go back to the original $5 bet, which is,
No
again,
more bet.
$1 on each of 5 double streets with 6 numbers on each. That's a 13 black. Okay, that's another win. We're up 63 units.
No
And
more
let's
bet.
rebet and spin. And you can tell that we haven't actually won 63 bets, and we're up 63. So you're saying, well, how did that happen? And the reason for that is because when we get the double twice,
No more bet.
we want to make sure that we're rewarded for taking the extra risk, and you make more than just 1 unit. So let's go ahead now and get a win here, and then we need to get our second.
No more
And let's
bet.
go ahead and spin. That's a 7 red. That's our second win. So we're up 66 units. You can see that when you have more risk, you get a little bit more
No
reward
more bet.
when you have to try to recover, and that's a good thing. So here we go. That's a 34 red. That's a loss, and we've got a decent amount of losses. We'll double twice again.
No more bet.
But we've made it through because the odds of losing, 5, 6 in a row are pretty small with 30 numbers. There's 1 win. Let's go for 2.
No more bet.
But I tell you what, a lot of times you can lose 2 or 3 in a row. I know it doesn't seem like that should happen, but it does happen. You can even hit 3 zeros in a row. So there's 2 wins in a row. We're up 69 units. And we're back
No
to the
more bet.
original $5 bet. Here we go. Okay, that's a 12 red. That's a win. We'll rebet and spin. We're up 70 units.
No more
So
bet.
pretty good for dollar bets, although we are using a $1,000 bankroll. So you have to remember that you would like to at least win $100 with a $1,000 bankroll, and that 10% is a pretty good goal. So we're up 71 units
No
now.
more
Let's
bet.
go ahead and spin. That's a 5 red. Okay, that's another dollar win. We're up 72 units.
No more bet.
And here we go. That's an 11 black. That's another win. We're up 73 now. Units, that
No more
is. And
bet.
let's spin. Okay, that's a 26 black. Another win. We're up 74.
No more bet.
And let's spin. That's a 35 black there, and I believe that's a loss. It is. So we'll double twice.
No more
Now we'll
bet.
be at 20. Here we go. That's a 31 black. That's our first win. Barely got it, and we'll try to get our second.
No
Now,
more
here we go.
bet.
All right, that's a 31 black. Okay, we got it. So we're up 77 units now. We'll go back to $5 bet, that is, and that's $1
No
on
more
each of 5 double streets. And here we go. That's a 33 black, and that's a win. So we're up 78 units now. Let's go ahead and spin again. That's a 9 red. That's another win. We're up 79 units. And let's spin. All right, here we go. That's a 15 black. Okay, we're up 80. Let's go ahead and rebet and spin. That's a 15 black. That's another win, and we're up 81 units.
No more bets.
All right, here we go. That is a 34 red. And that's a loss, so let's go ahead and double twice. We'll go from 5 to 20 and spin. That's an 11 black. There's our first win. We're currently up 80 units.
No more bets.
Let's go ahead and spin again here. And that's a 6 black. We got it again, so we can reset. Now we're up 84 units, and we're going to go back to the original $5 bet. Again, one bet on 5 double streets, $1 on each. And that's a 35 black. That's another loss. So we'll need to double twice again.
No more
and
bets.
Spin. That's an 18 red. There's our first win. Let's see if we can get 2 of them. Here we go. And that's a 17 black. We did it, and we just ran out of time. So we made 87 units of profit with this 5 double street system. That's $1 starting bets, and you have a $1,000 bankroll. The reason that you're able to get the wins with doubling twice and getting 2 wins is because the bet is so small to start and the bankroll is so large. Remember, that is so important. That's why you see all the guys that have tons and tons of money winning more at roulette, because they have unlimited bankrolls, and $1,000 is really high for a $1 bet, but we made $87 in 15 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed that one, but now it's time for the new roulette system of the day, the Streets of Gold, and man, I can't wait for this one. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it and get started. Here we go. All right, it is time for the new Streets of Gold roulette system by Keith Webster from the UK. He said he has never lost with this system, and he has won all year long. And man, I can't wait to share this with you and see if he's right. And let's place the bets. And he starts with 9 streets. So let's go ahead and do that. But he has 3 in each 12. So let's do that. And let me fix that bet there. There we go. Okay, 3 in each 12, and that's a $9 bet to start. Let's go ahead and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 20 black, and there's more to it than this, but you're just going to keep betting if you get the win. If you lose, I'm going to share with you what to do next, and it's going to have 2 parts to it, and that's a 27 red. Okay, we lost. So when we lose, we're going to go up 3 units on each. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and so on. But when we win, that's going to be different. So when you get a win after a loss, I'll show you what to do then. Okay, there we go. Now we have a $36 total bet. And here we go. That's a 1 red. Okay, we got the win. So he says the step 1 is when you get a win, you go back 1 unit. So let's go ahead and do that now. So we're going to take 1 off of each. Okay, there we go. Now we have a $27 bet out there. And that's a 33 black. And that's a win. And he says that after you get a win there, you go back 2 units if you can. So let's see where we're at. And that brings us back to 1 if we go back 2. Now I need to share with you what you do if you're really high up in the sequence, and We put another dollar bet right there. But basically, we're back to base level now. We're up $15 with
No
dollar
more.
units. And here we go. The whole key to this is you don't have to double and then win multiple times. I need to let you know the rest of what happens when you're up higher and you lose. So we're up 18 now. Let's rebet and spend.
No more
And until we have a loss, we're just going to keep rebetting here. This is Streets of Gold by Keith Webster from the UK. He said he has never lost with this. And that is a $3 win. We're up $21. And we're just going to rebet and spend. Here we go. Again, this is a $1,000 bankroll for dollar units, which is really high. And he said that's one of the keys why he has never lost with this. And we're up 24 now. We're going to rebet and spend again here. There we go. That's a 19 red. Okay, that's a win. So let's rebet and spin. We're up 27.
No more bets.
Here we go. That's an 11 black. Okay, we lost. So we're going to go up 3 units. So it goes from 1 to 4. So let's go ahead and do that. And then again, if we get a win, we'll go back 1 unit with the first win, and then 2 units on the second win. And then I'll show you what to do after you get, if you get more than 2 and you have a high bet as well coming up. That's a $36 bet there. That's a 16 red. Okay, we got the win. So we go back a unit. So let's go ahead and do that. So we go to 3. Okay, now it's time to bet at $28. So we got the win. We went back 1 unit. That's a 22 black. And we lost again. So we go up 3 units from here. So let's do that. And 1, 2, 3. That gets us to $6 on each. Get this last one right. There we go. That's a $54 total bet. And let's spin. That's a 25 red. And we lost again, so we're going to go up 3 more units. That gets us to 9 each. I think the really cool thing about this is since we're not doubling like crazy, we're not going to run out of our bankroll. And that's probably why he says he's never lost. But we're going to find out today. We are down a little bit right now, but let's get it back. That's a 1 red. Okay, that's a win. So we go back 1 unit. So let's do that. Now we're going to go from 9 to 8. Okay, let's go ahead and spend with $8 on each of those 9 streets. That's a 26 black. We lost again. We go up 3 units. So let's do that. That gets us to 11. All right, here we go. Okay, you can see we're minus 96 right now out of a $1,000 bankroll. Let's get a win here. That's a 31 black. That's a win, so we go back a unit. So we go from 11 to 10. Okay, let's go ahead and spend at $90 on 9 streets. And that's a 34 red. Okay, we won. And again, he has you go, after you go back 1, if you win, you go back 2. So we're going to go from 10 to 8 now. If we get another win here, I'll show you what the next step is. There we go, $72 total bet now. We just reduced it by 2. That's a 20 black. We got the win. Now we're going to go back down by 1 again. So we went down 1 when we won, then we went down 2. Now we're going to go down 1 again. So we're going to go from 8 to 7. Okay, here we go. Oops, I need to put those back on. Gonna fix that one bet here in a second. And there we go. $60 total bet, and let's spin. That's a 27 red. Okay, we lost, so we go up 3 units. And we're at minus 61 right now, but it's early. So we're gonna go back up. Okay, we're going up to 9. Let me make sure those are right. Let me just put them all back out there again, because I know we're supposed to be at 9. Okay, we're at $81 total bet now. That's a 13 black. We lost again. We're going to go up 3 more units, so let's do that. So now they're going to be at 12. I'm going too far there. Here we go. All right, now we got 12 on each, 108 total bet. That's an 8 black. Okay, we got a win. We're going to go back 1. So we're at minus 106 right now. So we're going to go from 12 to 11 on each of these. Okay, and then let's spin. We're at $99 total bet. That's a 3 red. Okay, now we're going to go back 2 units. So from 11 to 9. Okay, now we're at $81 total bet. Again, this is a $1,000 bankroll system with dollar units. That's a 5 red. We got the win. Now we're going to go back 1. So we go down back 1, then back 2, then back 1. Now it's time to go back 1 again. So we're going to go from 9 to 8. Okay, that's a $72 total bet. And I think we're going to come back and win some money here. I know we started out poorly with this one, but that's a 31 black. All right, Keith Webster says it always comes back. So let's find out. We got another win. Now we're going to go back 2 again. So we're going to go from 8 to 6. I think I might have taken 1 too many off there. There we go. $54 total bet. And let's spin. If we win this one, we'll go back 1 because we went back 2 on this one. That's a 28 black. Okay, that's a win. So we're going to go back 1 now. We're finally about in profit again. So let's go ahead and go back 1. Now we're at 5. Let me fix this one right here. There we go. That's a $45 total bet. And 5 on 9 streets. That's a 25 red. And we lost, so we go up 3 more units. So 1, 2, 3. So these are all going to 8 now. That's a $72 bet, and let's spin. Somehow earlier I got the bets a few off. Must have been from when I subtracted them out or something, hitting the button 1 too many times. But there's a win. We're at minus 24, and we're going to go back 1. We're going to go from 8 to 7. There we go. That's a $63 total bet, and let's spin. Let's get back in profit. That's a 30 red. We won, so now we're going to go back 2. So we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And so let's go from 7 to 5. Okay, so if if we get this one, we're going to be back in
No
profit,
more.
and that's what we want, obviously. Now let's make some money. That's a 34 red. Okay, now we're going to go back 1, and we're up 12 units. So we're going to go from 5 to 4 now. All right, let's go ahead and spin at 36. And here we go. That's a 14 red. And we lost. We're going to have to go back up 3 units again. So that's going from 4 to 7. And we haven't even come close to using up our $1,000 bankroll, so that's probably why Keith says he never loses. But we have been down a little bit. Now it's time to go back another unit, and we're at -3. So we're going to go from 7 to 6. Here we go. Need to fix those last two. 7 to 6. That's a $54 total bet, and let's spin. But obviously he waits until he's up before he cashes out. And this is definitely a grinded out system, and that's an $18 win. So we're up $15 now. That's good. So now we're going to go from 6 to 4. So it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that's a $36 total bet. Let's see if we can work our way all the way back down before the 15-minute mark. That's a 1 red. All right, that's a $12 win. We're up 27 units now. Okay, so we're going to go down 1 now. We're going to go from 4 to 3. All right, that's a $27 total bet. Let's spin. That's a 6 black. Okay, now we're going to go all the way back to base level, and we're up $36. So let's go ahead now, and we're going to take 2 off of each, which will take us all the way back to 1. Okay, now we're back to our original $9 bet, and he says when you get back to the original bet, you're always in profit. And that's a 15 black. Okay, that's a loss, so we'll go up by 3. Okay. Got to get these all up to 4. 1 too many there. There we go. Okay, and $36 total bet. That's an 18 red. We got the win, so we're going to go back 1. So we're going to go from 4 to 3. Okay, we'll be at $27 total bet now. That's a 36 red. All right, now we're going to go back to, and we're up $48. So let's go ahead now, and that gets us back to base level. And actually, time just expired. So that's the end of this session. And that was a lot of fun. Yeah, the one good thing about it is since you're not doubling twice or doubling and then doubling and doubling and doubling, since you're just going up 3 units and then back 1 and then back 2 and then back 1 and then back 2, you shouldn't lose your $1,000 bankroll with dollar units, and we didn't even get close to doing that. So I definitely see what you're doing there, and I'm glad that you haven't lost all year long. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and when you test this out, let me know if you play for a while, if it never cycles back up again, let me know. Or if you lose your bankroll with this, let me know, because he says that he has never lost his bankroll with this one. So, but thank you for sending it in. As always, you guys keep this thing going strong. And remember to send your systems into roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. That's roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. And I just love the search for the best roulette system each and every day. And when people say that they play a system and they win every time, I'm always skeptical, but I'm always interested. So I love seeing the systems come in every day and the search for the best roulette system possible. And I hope you guys are enjoying the search as well. And if you're enjoying the content, please like, share, and subscribe. And let's keep growing this great community of people that love roulette. And again, this one made 48 units of profit in 15 minutes. This is the Roulette Master. And have a great day, everybody.